All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of AusHammer. I am here at Irresistible Force with David Maidment. How you going, buddy?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. And we're also, as usual, have Brinley hanging out as well. How you going, buddy?
Yeah, man.
And special guest tonight is Mark. Mark, how you going, mate?
Good.
Good to hear, buddy. Now, tonight we're obviously hanging out at Irresistible Force. So we're doing this show on the road, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge because we are obviously in a store. So if you hear a bit of a bell or anything like that or any crazy noises, I do apologise. It's just, the community and all that sort of thing.
Is this live video?
Again, if we just the community. This is why we're here, guys. This is why we're here.
Is that dead? Dead, you dick? It's dead.
Oh, John, even John's in on it. Store owner of Irresistible Force, come on down. Holy heck. So it's AOS night tonight, so a whole bunch of the gang are down here playing Age of Sigmar. We just had a little game as well. Actually, we're halfway through it. David decided to bring Glotkin versus my Arkin in a 1,000-point game, so we'll get back to that a bit later on.
Who's winning?
But it's going to be crazy. Now, Mark, obviously, for those that don't know Mark, tell us a bit about yourself, mate.
Gaming for a hell of a long time, and for all my many sins, I'm now the president of the Brisbane Gaming Society, which means I'm organising Briscon.
I don't know whether to try to console you or congratulate you.
Well, we were at CanCon about 3 years ago, and we were sitting there going, gee, wouldn't it be great if there was a Briscon still? We need somebody to organise it. And then Fraser Kendall said, maybe we should. And that was the end of us then. We thought, oh, yeah, how hard could it be? That was the end of January, and we ran the first one, effectively 3 months later. I don't recommend anyone attempt to do that again.
Well, you know what they say, be careful what you wish for. Just might get it.
Yeah. But I got it. 3 years of practice. We're getting it down to a fine art now.
Well, that's good. I mean, most of us will be there, that's for sure. So that's going to be interesting. And we're definitely going to talk about that now. Before we get into it tonight, Brinley, have you got anything that you want to throw our way, buddy?
Like as in news-wise?
Yep.
All right. So today's been obviously this week's been pretty busy with the lead up to the tower release. A lot of people are very eager about getting towers. Myself included, being a dedicated Tau player.
No one's perfect.
Yeah, we've been waiting a while for the Tau to finally get their codex of their own, and the little releases that we've seen from Games Workshop are obviously building up to be something really, really interesting. Some people seem to think it's going to change the meta around a bit. I'm not too sure. We're still seeing a lot of very, very similar things we've seen in other codexes, like being able to give everything, rerolls to hit, shooting twice. One of the big things that we've seen has definitely been the change to the Riptide, because nearly every Tau player out there has at least 2 to 3 Riptides just sitting on their shelf, sadly, like I do, just gathering dust, or being used as doorstops, as in the case of a Storm Surge. But what the releases have been, we've seen like a price reduction in burst cannons, we've seen price reductions in the overall suit itself, we've seen an increase in stat lines, we've seen like all the really good hallmarks of a really decent unit. And it's going to continue to have that awesome 3+ invo save to negate mortal wounds. How it plans out in the long run, it's going to be good. I think a lot of people who have been playing Tau recently with the indexes are going to be very butthurt, because they've obviously created limitations on the commanders and the drones. Drones are actually going to go up in price by 4 points, and I think shield drones are going to go up in price by 2. So that's going to obviously limit it, and you can only have 1 drone controller per commander. You can't have like 1,000 drone controllers. And the Savior Protocol will be done on a 2-up or a 4-up. I can't remember. Anything's better than currently the random crappy janky shit that they're currently running at the moment, because I have literally just.
Oh, geez, don't hold back, mate. Tell us how you really feel.
Mate, I have literally just stuck my towel in a corner to collect dust while I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for this codex to come through because I'm really not keen on playing this current meta. In fact, I went the absolute opposite. I just played a whole bunch of stealth suits, like 30 stealth suits in a list.
No, you went even more opposite and just started playing Age of Sigma.
And then, I'm just like, you know what? I can't even be bothered. I'm just going to play Age of Sigma. So I got Slaves to Darkness army.
Mate, that is the best life choice you've ever made.
I don't know. This Imperial Guard regiment that I'm starting is going fairly well.
You disgust me. There's actually there's another guy called Ryan. Fucking awesome name that is. Just around the other side now, painting a what are those tanks? The big ones. Bane blade. He's got a Bane blade. Does that make any of you? Does that make your 40k ears tingle? I
do like the Bane blades. They're just a gigantic tank for those people.
Yeah,
not one. You need 3.
Yeah, he's got 3.
Yeah, well, see, that's what you want. You just need the more the merrier. Really.
That's terrible.
I could go on and on and on and on and on about Tau, and who knows? I'll probably jump on at some point and make like this big how much I love Tau video, much to Ryan's annoyance.
No, that's fine. I think a Tau Codex review would be in order, dude. That'd be really cool.
I think we should do that. I think I would be all over that. But
yeah, do it.
Hear about Australians. You guys can go hit up Frontline Wargamer, Frontline Gaming, which is like this small group of strange Canadian folk who play around with Mounties and play Warhammer. So go check them out. And then there's a Long War. If you guys want to go check them out, definitely go see that. But in other releases, obviously there's been Shadespire releases. Well, not Shadespire releases, but they had a good pick apart of the winning Shadespire list, which was a Skaven list, which was a bit of an unseen sort of contender. Everyone's just like, oh, Chaos has got it. Oh, the Stormcaster got it, but not Skaven out of nowhere. Brutal list, brilliant, smashed it. It's up there for those of you who play Shadespire. It was actually.
I don't know how. I haven't seen the review yet, and I need to learn more about it because it's like 5 miniatures. I don't know how complicated it could be to build a list. So
apparently,
obviously, in my stupidity, I'll need to check that out and educate myself.
It's more like you got your miniatures. That's not the hard part. It's the actual deck that you build around it. So there's like a card deck of yeah. So
you lost me at it's like Magic the Gathering. So
yeah, that is pretty much where we're at with this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. What else is there? There's a couple of new book releases. If you've got Audible, get on that. There's a couple of really cool audio dramas coming out. There's a Baneblade one, which is really cool. Baneblade one's called something that I can't actually remember, but it was in a book. It's in White Dwarf. Look, seriously, if you need more tips on what to go spend your money on, go and just pick up a White Dwarf. In fact, you could probably pick one up while you're there, Ryan.
I can see about 4 of them right now. So
Titan's Bane, and then
you play your cards right, big boy, and I might bring you one home.
And then they've got Nagash the Undying King, and then Cult of the Spiral Dawn, which is a 40k novel. Very exciting. There's also a Necromunda game that's been released, or teasers have been released. It's by the same lot who made Mordheim Online, which crashed terribly, but this is actually going to look to be pretty good. So if you're interested, definitely go check that out. I can't really think of anything more that's drastic. I didn't do much in the hobby this week. Work's just been smashing me. I had a client drop off Celestine and Greyfax, and I'll probably have to paint them later.
God damn it. I know what that means for my Hurricanum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can only fit so much in the microwave at one time, so.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I'm pretty sure on the thumbnail I made for this show, I just stuck all this random crap just bagging out your Hurricanum. I don't think anyone's picked up on it yet. So you'll have to dig through it.
Everyone's got to read the.
Both of you can. You know what? No, I'm not going to swear at you both with such an important guest present. Now, moving on, because Brindley's making me sad hearing about all of his non-hurricane related hobby.
Hold on. Where's Scotty? Where is Scotty? You tell them where Scotty is.
All right. So Scotty is currently in Bali, getting a tattoo done. In fact, I think he's actually finished the tattoo. And if I bring it up, we can show off his bloody tattoo at the same time because, Mark, if you haven't guessed it already, this is the kind of consistent professionalism you can come to expect from us here at AusHammer. No, where is it?
Nil consistency.
Here we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to share my screen for a uno momento. Now, we were going to try and get him on, but obviously he was busy getting stabbed with a needle and stuff, so that didn't happen.
Like a type of needle. Don't go arresting him on the border now.
So there we go. That is his tattoo there. I think he's covering up a tattoo of possibly my face. I think he just got sick of it, and now it's that there. So that's what he's up to in Bali, basically, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
And if you have 40k or Warhammer related tattoos, send them to our email or our Facebook and
at badlifechoices@gmail.com.
And we will get them on the next show. Wait, what's the next show? Who have we got on? Now,
Dan Abnett.
We'll do the next one. We'll feature on the next one. I don't know if he's big on.
Nah, we'll let Dan Abnett judge you severely for your Warhammer related tattoos.
Maybe
me personally, I'm just going to get Saint Celestine tattooed on my ankle. It's like the 40k tramp stamp. So I'll go with that.
You should just get her and then the wings across your ass. So it can be like a
the Emperor was here. Alrighty, so moving on. Mark, hobby time, mate. What have you been up to?
Painting too many things of all sorts of different types. So I play all things from the Warhammer store, but I also play every other goddamn thing. I suggest if anyone's having trouble spending money on a hobby, get divorced. You suddenly have all this cash you can blow on your hobby. You buy everything.
So what I'm doing later.
So how do you go about that? Is it just like an overnight thing? Because I'm pretty interested in getting all this hobby money.
What is this?
Look, there's many different techniques to bring it about, but I'll leave it up to the individuals to work out their best.
So does that mean that later on after the show we're having like a celebratory cake? Is there cake?
Oh no, this happened a while ago. I've been blowing cash for the last 6 years, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's never too late for cake, mate.
A veteran cash blower.
Budget for Briscon because the bring and buy stall is fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I've heard fables, if you will, of its epicness. So I will be definitely there.
We've actually got a new policy where we won't be intercepting the stock as people bring it in and nicking all the best bits for ourselves. So we'll actually make sure it all goes on the shelf.
Oh, that's all right. That's kind of you.
Really? Mm. Well, the whole reason we invited you on was just to kiss ass for a while to see if we could get in on that whole interception. But if that's not the case, mate, then yeah.
Well, I mean, the other idea was we were just going to rob you on the way back to your car, but
yeah, well,
yeah. All right, so now we need a plan C, Brindley, but we've still got a little while to come up with something.
Yeah.
So
still for plan B. I'm being honest. I wear a beanie for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, he's that's the real Bryn Shady. Now, hobby wise, I've been okay. I'm going to put this out there for the community to give me some feedback here, maybe some ideas. I bought these cool wooden movement trays. They're cut out of MDF. They're really cool. However, I thought it'd be a great idea to start basing them. And now that I've put the sand base down, I've now got to chisel out enough space to put the 25 mil bloody things in there. So I spent all this money on fucking 40 movement trays or something, and now they're all busted. I may have broken one. And then the other one I glued wrong. This is I am the worst hobbyist ever, right? The other one I glued wrong, and all the bits are out of place so that the 25 mils either don't fit or fit too much and just fall out. So I'm like,
Wow.
Anyway, that's it for me. I don't want to talk about it anymore. If anyone's got any good ideas or places to get good movement trays, holler at me now, David. Oh yeah, there's someone from the shelf here. Doesn't matter, problem solved. Yeah, what have you been up to do?
Last week I started doing the little water lights. That's about as far as I got. So
is that an undercoat?
It's not even painted.
No.
It's just grey. He's glued the thing together.
that was
You're
it.
a terrible
that was
human
me last
being.
show I did that.
I hope you feel bad.
But
Says a
Flag bearers.
movement tray with sand. Oh, I play
I
good.
can't play it. I got flag bearers, irresistible force, fantastic.
So
This is next week's job.
now he's got like 30 plague bearers.
It's gonna be great.
How many plague bearers have you got?
I'm gonna put up to probably about 70. Need 100.
70 plague bearers.
I need
How
100.
about you need some movement trays? I know you can buy some cheap ones.
Yeah, I know you can buy some cheap broken movement trays actually. Yes. Okay. Now, one more thing, two more things actually before we get into it. Events, buddy. It's all you.
Events.
Take it away.
I'll leave the best till last. We've got, I'll start with Perth with our good buddies at Objective Secured. This weekend, they've got their little scout camp, the Warhammer camp. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, Warhammer.
Yeah, I mentioned it last week. Hope anyone who's going to that, please send us photos, pics, videos. Love to see what goes on there because I reckon we need to do a road trip.
Yeah. Look, I'm just hoping that Michael Street. Really?
If anyone gets
Send photos of that.
That'll be
Assuming
fantastic.
it's like band.
Yeah. But basically, yeah. Except it's more like Dawkins and you know what? I don't even want to. I don't need the mental picture.
Let's not go down that far.
No, it's all right. It's all right because Michael's wife will be there and she keeps everybody in line. So
Closer to home, we've got our buddies at Queensland Northern Knights over in Caboolture. They've got their club open day this weekend, I think 17th of March. But also they're running a Kings of War tournament. I've never got into this myself.
Dude,
I have no idea about it, but apparently it's really
I
good.
can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to some of the Northern Ice guys, and they've invited to check it out. So I hear it's kind of like Age of Sigmar, but not Age of Sigmar.
Like
so
Ninth Age, but
with more players.
with more people.
Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, they've got the opening gambit, 2250 points, blackjack tournament system with mixed allies. So kicks off from 8 a.m. They've got a whole day of gaming over at the Combined Services Hall at Hayes Street in Caboolture, which is basically right next door to Caboolture train station if you're struggling to get a ride over there. So public transport all the way.
Uber.
Uber.
I don't know. I've never used it, but
No,
I
me either,
hear
but-
good things.
I don't know. Fantastic, Good buddies. We'll start with Irresistible Force.
Yeah, throw them up
Kick
there.
them off there. Not that we're here or anything. We're going to
No. Actually, I dress for the occasion.
Oh.
Hat, shirt. I'm a walking billboard
Right, you
for
are.
this place tonight.
Hang on.
I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
You are a billboard.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Of course, Age of Sigmar night, Monday nights open until 10. Fantastic. There's probably about 3 or 4 people, tables worth of stuff running around out there.
Yeah.
I could poke my head out there and see, but airbrushing, all sorts of stuff. They're kicking off with the 30K event on the 16th and 17th of June with Tim from Eye of Horus and Nathan Carson from the Warrior Lodge on the north side. Players packs to come. Really interested to see how this plays out. Really keen to attend this one myself.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
We'll get you converted to 30K.
No, if anyone's going to do it, it'll be those 2 guys. Yeah,
I
it's
reckon
gonna be
you
pretty
could play.
cool. No, we'll see. That's going to be crazy.
Going to
though.
set you up with an army. You're playing 30K.
Yeah, definitely
Not
save
to
space for that
It's
on your
not 40K.
calendar.
It's different. It's like 40K, but with a real narrative story. It's great.
All right. Okay. Oh well,
So you
maybe
can
if somebody wants to donate me a well-painted Thousand Suns army for free, then I'll play.
Yeah, right. But the good guys here have on the 17th this weekend their 40K event, Scouting of Talos. There's still a few spots open for that, so give the guys a bell if you're keen on attending. Very small, it's about 500 to 750 points. Really low key, just roll a fun game. Get on it. Back in April, Force Axe 2, Game of four games a day, 1,000 points, little detachment style thing. Fantastic if you ever want to get into things, Ryan.
Is it AOS?
No.
No. Well, you know what
I'm trying to convert you. Trying to do the right thing.
Mate. I'm old and I'm stuck in my ways.
I'm going to try and read from the Book of Wargo, but that's really about it.
Borgar?
Yeah,
He's a toss. Don't even get me stuck. Anyway.
We'll get there, but main event, Briscon 2018. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to talk to Mark about it. The guys at AusHammer, they're taking on the 30K events with Death of a Dream. Going to be fantastic.
I'm going to be playing AOS at Brisbane, I hope, with my Death Army. If Ryan paints my Nagash, it's fine. Sorry, what?
Lots and lots of people are going to be playing AOS.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Well,
yeah.
we were speculating that we could just run AOS at one stage, so.
That's not surprising. Given the amount of support for AOS, I reckon that's not surprising.
Yeah, look, I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but no, I've got nothing. It wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. I think that's amazing because I love AOS. I think it's an amazing system. I think more 40K players should play it. That's all I'll say for now. All right, cool. Thanks, man. That's a lot of events. So obviously, out of all those events, the one that we want to focus on tonight is Briscon. However, before we do that, Mark, as our guest, we are forcing you into a game of Guess That Booty. What this means is Brindley's going to get his gigantic stolen crayon out. We're going to show you a whole bunch of pictures of plastic asses, and what you need to do is try and guess the name of the miniature that owns that bum. Alrighty, so without further ado, I'm going to show you bum number one. Now, these bums are courtesy of David tonight because I was lazy and decided to eat my microwavable lasagna, which is a Weight Watchers lasagna, so it's okay. Whilst he did that, terribly sorry. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. As a result, not even I know what these bums are. So, Mark, there's a mixture of AOS and 40K in here, so hopefully you'll do all right. If you need me to zoom in at any time, just say so, mate. Here is booty number one, Mark. Guess that booty.
Oh, Jesus, that's a tiny picture.
You're a... Here we go. How's that?
Oh, it's gone again.
That is really small.
You are? Okay, so bear with me 1 second when I just make sure that this is set to me and only to me. So. Alrighty. Alrighty, so that's the first bum, mate. And it is a small one.
It is. It is. No, I'm at a loss for this one. So these are all the new molds, I'm assuming.
No, they're a mixture. So this one, for example, was the Morghast Archive. I would have accepted a Harbinger as well.
Oh,
alrighty. Booty number two. Guess that booty.
What? Oh, is that the rear end? Okay.
It certainly is.
Okay. Oh, well, Imperial Guard something. I'm trying to... No!
It is Primaris Chaplain. Actually, I can see where you're going with that as well. Not knowing the miniatures, I probably would have guessed something along the same lines. Here we go. Guess bum number three. Oh, that is a hard one, but it's not at the same time.
Oh, one of those demon things. I'm trying to, it's hard to see on here, I can tell you. I can't make it larger.
Oh, did you bring a phone to a laptop fight?
I did. I've got that one. That's that high elf dude. Yeah.
So that is one of my favourites. That's the Free Guild General on Griffin. I also would have accepted Carl Frass on Deathclaw.
I thought it was the Eagle Prince. The Prince with the Eagle. I can't remember his name.
No, same shit, different colour, right? Yeah. Here we go. Guess that booty. Whoa, that went Big, quick. There we go.
Oh, hell. No idea.
Mark, you're letting the team down here.
I am.
Alrighty, so this one here is the Shield Captain in a Laris Terminator armor. Is that right? Say that right? I don't even know. He's got a really haunting face. Like that's a Deadpool kind of face. I don't even want to look at it anymore. All right, here we go. Next one. Guess that booty.
I'll go something. Dark elves. Something. Not
Okay. Oh.
Barbarian.
There we go. It's the War Queen.
I've literally never seen that
Jeez.
one before in
I'm
my life.
a little bit shocked actually. It's kind of World of Warcraft armorish. Like if she was actually in a fight, like she hasn't actually protected many of her important zones. So I'm just.
There's a conversation on quite a few of the gaming Twitter sites about that sort of armor. But
yeah, I just don't
get on those sites. Also say, but that's what we want to wear. Don't be so sexist.
I am far too chauvinistic to comment on that.
Right.
Here we go. Now, I did mess this up a bit, but here we go. Guess that booty.
Corn something. One of the dreadnoughts.
So this is a Wraith Knight.
Oh, damn it. I saw red. Thought corn.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'll give you that.
People do.
Yeah, that's all right. I can see that. All right. Here we go. Oh, David pulling out the. Oh, I tell you, what is that? All righty. Guess that booty. That's not even. Is that even a boot? That's a booty. All right. Okay, it's a booty.
New releases.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, I'm going back to Dark Elves again now.
You're very close, actually.
Yeah.
Fucking close.
No.
That's coming out for Dark Elves.
There was.
Marathi.
Oh,
Alrighty, here we go. Next one. Home stretch, Mark. Guess that. Very difficult to see booty.
Jesus Christ, David.
I'm going to be banned.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I know,
This is why we can't have nice things.
Guess that booty.
One of the Chaos Destroyer thingamies. Yeah. Guessing. Not sure.
Imperial Knight Errant.
Really?
Or as I like to call it, the Terminator ripoff. Alrighty. Oh, what even is that?
Turned out fine.
All right, he gets 1 point for that one.
That's 1 point for that.
That was somebody's mother-in-law. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Guess that booty.
Tau. Looks very.
Do I get any more than Tau?
No, because I know nothing about Tau because I hate anime, so I literally have never read anything about Tau.
We're gonna let that comment slide, and I'm gonna forgive you this once. It is Tau.
I didn't think I.
It is Tau. Alrighty. So we have to give him 1 point already for David's poor performance on one of those. Happens to the best of us, man. Poor performance, that is. You know, I think there's a thing you can put on your tongue now, but anyway. And half a point for the Tau, friendly. And just put a quick note there as well, because that was on a phone, which
So
is
total 2.5 points or 1.5 points?
1.5 points. Don't be too generous. Bloody hell, we've got a reputation to keep here, mate.
All right. Do we want to do the leaderboard?
I can tell you right now, Mark, you're not in the top 3.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's in the top 3 at the opposite end.
Okay, so
In fact, he's second to Graham McNeil for who is the worst at guessing booties.
There you go. You were better than Graham McNeil at guessing plastic bums.
No, at not being able to guess plastic
Oh,
bums.
and not being able to. Well, 61, half a dozen of the other. If you ain't first, you're last, Ricky Bobby. All right, now I want to get straight into it. The first thing I want to know, Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the origins of Briscon?
Briscon's origins go back into dark antiquity. So when I first lost a comp there, which is nearly every time I've ever played at Briscon, probably none of you were born. So I don't actually know when it began. I suspect it was late 70s. And people
Holy shit. He's not kidding.
No,
Yep, wasn't even
seriously, like people were playing Ancients. Ancients filled the room. That's what people played. And it was years before Warhammer even got a look in. So by the 90s, there was a healthy Warhammer of various types gaming set, and it was starting to take over as Ancients died off. But if you went back, there were role-playing game competitions and Ancients games and some of the War Games Workshop bloody World War II micro armor. So the hobby was limited back then, not like today at all. You probably got more different types of games in that one store there at Irresistible Force than the entire hobby was back then. So now what actually happened was it died with the global financial crisis. People stopped running it and we missed it. We loved it. I had friends who had arrangements with their wives that they would get that weekend off every year. So they were, losing out. It wasn't the wives' fault that Briscon wasn't running and they wanted it back. So we started it up again. And we actually had to find a venue, which was the hardest part. So the size of Briscon is decided more by the size of the table tennis hall than it is by interest in the hobby. And we're slowly becoming more financial, and we may in the future be able to get a larger venue. But right now, we're restricted to this one location. Lots more interest coming in, and lots of people want to participate. We want. We'd love to have the Star Wars dudes walking around in the armor. We'd love to have, what do they call themselves? Society of Creative Anachronism doing fighting. But we can't do that in a hall where you can't reach out without hitting anybody. So right now, we're in a hobby situation where the popularity is bigger than the venue, but our capacity to run a larger hobby isn't any larger than the venue. So we're planning, we're getting better, we're getting bigger. And really, people should just come along for the fun of it anyhow. It's free entry, by the way. If you're not in a competition, you can just walk in. We're going to have free play tables as well. We're going to put some of our games up on some shelves so people can just walk in and play. I'm not putting my copy of Shadespire up, though. Sorry, people.
Sorry. I needed a drink.
The Skaven were in Shadespire already. I've been watching all the releases for Necromunda. Necromunda is easily my favourite game, Games Workshop, by a long shot.
I hear good things about Necromunda. We had a good chat with, I don't know. We had a good chat with some people ages ago about Necromunda, actually, and it's been a pretty popular system. And I think it's because it's fast, both in pace, but also just in more phases and stuff like that as well. Plus, it's got some extra mechanics in it that kind of make it just that little bit cooler. So I can see why it's so popular. It's a pity Shadespire didn't take off as well.
There's a lot of good comps you can run. We used to do one-day comps in Necromunda where you started with the base game, you fought through 5 rounds, and then increased the skills as you went along. It's got a great campaign system, and Blood Bowl really pretty much followed on from Necromunda.
Yeah,
I like Blood Bowl, but I keep forgetting to do things. So I'm much better at Blood Bowl on the computer than I am on the.
So for Briscon this year, and I know this is really hard to a really hard question to answer, but what do you think estimate-wise people through the door over the 2 days? Numbers-wise. So it's a pretty big down event then.
Yep. So we've got catering. We've got this wonderful group of people who do aid work in Vanuatu. They're a group of doctors. They're going to be running the catering. So basically, you got to remember everything in Briscon is not for profit, except the coffee stall, and the coffee stall's really good. So we have a coffee stall out front. We have catering inside, bacon and egg rolls for breakfast every day, which I highly recommend. And everything we do, we run the second-hand stall as well as run the entire event. And quite frankly, it's exhausting, but it's really, really rewarding. It's highly entertaining too. So we've got it down, as I said, to a bit of a fine art. You guys are still dominating everything, but you weren't in the first round. Like the first time we ran it, you were a bit quiet. We have Games Workshop they're now actually going to attend and have a stall at the competition as well at Briscon. So I highly recommend that you go through the list of we've got 9 traders who are going to be there, and if anyone wants to get anything, pre-order before Briscon and have them bring it in. It's a great way to get your gear and make sure it's not sold out before even before the con sometimes. The comps themselves tend to vary. Some are 1 day, some are 2 day. In the future, we'd love to go into the nighttime as well, but we haven't had anyone actually show any interest in doing that. So we would love to have like a one-off event in particular games. You might have a 2 day event of Age of Sigmar, but do a one-off big game at night on the Saturday night, for example, either as a demo game or as a competition. See, Necromunda would be good for that too. So, we're open to new ideas in the future. We want people to have as much fun as possible.
Cool. And there's a lot more to Briscon than showing up and throwing dice with people. There's a lot of businesses that all come together and have their own areas and stuff as well. Is that yeah?
So we've got 9 traders. So there won't be any part of the hobby, and not just in Games Workshop stuff, but pretty much any part of the hobby that you want to buy that's available in Brisbane that won't be available on the day or on the 2 days of Briscon. So anything you want to buy will be there. Whether it's building terrain, any of the game systems that are available, certainly the game systems that are going to be played, most of which are Games Workshop, but we've got Kings of War, incredibly popular. The Flames of War type games, so Team Yankee and Flames of War are both on as well. And if anyone who plays a lot of any of the Games Workshop games is ever interested in looking at another system, you got to remember that most of these systems are written by the same people who wrote Warhammer. So Flames of War would be very, very familiar. Bolt Action's another game that's on. That's World War II 40K, basically.
What about Antares?
Sorry?
What about Antares?
No. I don't think. No, let me just check the list here, but I don't think they're on.
I think they're there.
We don't see it very much.
That's unfortunate.
It first came out.
Bolt Action.
So I'll give you the list. This is the list of the comms that are on. We've got Age of Sigmar, Kings of War, Flames of War, Team Yankee, 40K, 30K, Epic, Armageddon, another great game if you haven't played that. That's a fantastic game. Drop Fleet Commander, Infinity, Bolt Action, and Ninth Age.
Oh, wow, there you go. Even Ninth Age made the list and no Antares.
Yeah. Well, I have not seen anyone play Antares in Brisbane. I haven't. And the other thing is... what was the other game I've just...
Do you have Antares?
I have none.
If you've got Antares, David's got Antares, and we could totally jack up a game, and then we'll film it with me and Brindley in the background, just sitting there berating you on your poor Guess That Booty performance.
That's
great.
Quite reasonable.
Now, we're going to be hanging out for the 2 days at Briscon as well. AusHammer will be. We'll be casting there as well, so it's going to be really awesome to see everything that takes place and be able to show it off to the rest of the world as well. Because it is such a large event and everything. But is there? Do you have a team of staff and that are going to be there on the day as well?
basically 5 of us who will be there running it on the day, well, both the days and the day before. So we set up on Friday, and all the traders come in and everything's set up so that everyone can walk in first thing Saturday morning. All the games are ready to go. All the stalls are set up. So basically we booked the place for 3 days so that everything's done. So there's no last minute, you can't start your competition because we haven't put the tables together or anything like that. So we'll be there all day Friday night, getting everything ready so everyone can just walk straight in. And then.
So when do you sleep? Are you going to get time to sleep and eat? Or?
You don't get a lot of sleep that weekend. My idiot dog's looking at me right now. You know, he hates that weekend because I go away, just come home and sleep. Not for very long either. So when the comp's on, 2 of us will basically be walking around just checking out how everything's going. And then I got to say, the first year we ran it, I sat down and bought a copy of Star Wars Rebellion, and that was the end of me for the whole weekend. But we'll play some games, we'll get involved in some things, but we found it's best if we just keep moving around, making sure everything's working. And then 2 guys will be running the bring and buy, and then we usually just have a spare guy either sitting on the bring and buy, give people a break, or do some other things. It's amazing that a whole lot of crap just sort of goes on in any event like this. You know, we just have to plan well, and then you got to watch everything and make sure nothing goes wrong. We've never had a problem. In fact, the 2 women who run the coffee shop, the coffee cart, said they have never been to an event with nicer people. And it was amazing. Somebody said that at CanCon, there was a guy who had his pie wagon, and I was standing there buying a pie when one of the organisers at CanCon said, "Oh, can you come back tomorrow?" He said, "Absolutely. Gamers are the easiest people to deal with because everyone is just nice all the time. Everyone's happy." So,
that's because nobody wants that socially awkward interaction. So everyone's just super polite, and you never know that one time you say thank you to some of the staff in the coffee cart or something like that might be that little bit that gets you player of the day or something like that. You never know. You never know at tourneys.
The only time I've seen people get aggro at a competition was when we were players, and dice would throw across the room and stuff like that. But I think we all feel that way. See, I'm a terrible person for buckets of dice games because I actually rolled 14 ones in a row in separate rolls once, which apparently someone said is 29 billion to 1.
That's go out and buy a lotto ticket once.
Yeah.
I think the more important question were you rolling G-Dub dice?
No, I was not.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, it is a phenomenon. I would have let it pass if it was.
It
but
was a CanCon comp in Flames of War, and I did the entire game, and I didn't hit anything, let alone kill anything.
Oh heck, that sounds like the standard run-of-the-mill orc player dice-wise.
Yeah.
So I'm having similar difficulties tonight against David. So
we're both rolling ones.
Yeah.
We're both rolling dice. I'm trying to hit on 3s and I'm rolling 4 ones.
That wheel, that Nurgle wheel is disgusting. And out of everything that's going to be there, what are the big shows for Briscon? Like, what are the main systems that tend to get a lot of showing?
Well, all the systems get a lot of showing. I mean, when people come along, so all these different people will walk through during the weekend, and what they love to see is well-painted armies and amazing tables. And the system that people are in competition with doesn't really matter to them as much. So we had my favourite feedback from last year. This guy sent us an email afterwards, and he said, I went there with my 10-year-old son to see if he'd be interested in the hobby. And as we were leaving, my son said, "Dad, I think I've found my people." I thought, oh, my God, that's brilliant. Because they get to see the whole hobby at an event like Briscon. You can talk to the traders about how you buy it, how you get in it. Oh, by the way, this year we're going to sell secondhand books as well. We're talking novels here.
Oh, I am there for that. That is. Now, I found my people too now, Dad.
Yeah. So I've got literally boxes of stuff. I'm doing a cull. And
I am going to intercept the shit out of you before this event starts. I don't care what the rules are.
Yeah. So bring your secondhand books as well. And we're just going to do a secondhand bookshelf. But yeah, I'm going to go crazy. I'll be diving on that myself. So I'm really buying all books.
You're not making this easy. Now I've got to convince my wife to give me more spending money.
Yeah. It's always better to, apologize than seek permission.
Yes, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Clearly, you've never met my wife, but that's fine. That's all.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that I'm divorced. I'm divorced, remember?
Yeah, what was that money-saving technique you were talking about before?
Both of you shut the hell up. Oh, my God. All right, so it's pretty good, regardless of the system, basically, is what you're saying. Now, I got
to say, the people, because of the way Kings of War works, they don't remove figures, so they dioramize their stands, and they look amazing, absolutely amazing. And it is a good system.
One thing I do want to ask: how do you actually get tournament organisers to Briscon? I know it's supposed to be such a big event. Surely there must be a massive lineup of people. And I know there was some issues or some bit of time spent trying to find people to take you. But how do you do it?
The organisers have a worse job than we have, because we only have to deal with the shop owners and the organisers. So whoever's organising Age of Sigmar has to deal actually with a lot more people than I do. And people have to guarantee they're going to show up. They have to pay. Fortunately, we have all that stuff organised now, so everything's done online. And, we've got ourselves at the same level as CanCon in that respect.
Yeah.
But, making sure people commit, making sure people show up with what they said they'd have, that they haven't changed their list that morning, this sort of business. And also then they're all tend to be the person who deals with, that 1 in 100 people who's an asshole who just doesn't want to play nice. That's their problem.
Yeah. Well, not that there's many assholes at Briscon. I mean, Brisbane.
No, well, actually, we haven't had a single event, like a bad event at Briscon yet. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're good up here, so you won't have too much trouble with us. We promise. Now, as far as the events go and the tournament organisers and stuff as well, is it also on the TOs to organise like prize support and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, so the TOs do that. We were doing it, and it turned out that the TOs were getting better access to the shops and the companies than we could do it as a group. So we were trying to do 9 systems and get support, whereas the TOs just could deal with one person, say, I've got this comp. So now we don't buy the trophies, we don't buy the prizes. It's all done by the TO, but part of the entry fee goes towards that, obviously. All
right, and for those of us out there that don't know too much about your organisation and everything like that, when Briscon's not on, what do you guys get up to?
Oh, we sleep. Yeah, sleep and game. play the $500 worth of games and secondhand shit that I bought at the competition. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And do you guys meet regularly somewhere?
Yeah, so we actually meet at one of the other organisers has a 5-car garage in the back of his place, so we play there, the shed. So a couple of guys will probably wear our T-shirt when they come to Briscon as well. So we're a week.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I expect the bloody invite now that I've heard that. Holy heck!
Well, you're going to have to be nice. Yeah.
And also, just really quickly, somebody wants to say hello to Brinley.
Hello.
You suck, Brinley.
That's what I'm talking about. That is going into the montage.
I don't know.
Oh, now he's sad.
At least you didn't drive home and die.
Oh. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Oh.
See, people care about me, Ryan.
Good pretending. Yeah, people care, Brinley. People care. Yep, that's it. You keep telling yourself that, buddy.
I'll do like a $5 note now. Be like, all right, go away.
Brinley's like, no, stay. I need you for my ego.
Oh well.
Yeah. So if you're not really into gaming,
Oh, that is just terrible. Hang on, yeah, we can't film in widescreen. I can't fit his head on here after now.
I don't know what she said. I can't hear her.
That's good. You didn't need to hear that. You didn't need to hear it. It's all good.
Right, probably just one of my many adoring fans. It's fine.
Yeah. That's it. All 3 of them.
For
So,
the whole Night Stage community.
Yeah. Hey, they're going to be there at Briscon, all right, and I'm trying to be nice in the weeks leading up to it because there is no way I'm dealing with all 6 of their mothers at once. I can tell you that much right now. So, also, I've reached out to the 9th age because I've decided that I'm an uncultured swine and I need to learn. So, if anybody playing the 9th age is listening to this, reach out to me. I want to learn the system and I want a game. I have an entire army on square bases that I'm far too lazy to put on rounds, ready to go. All right. Anyway, so as far as Briscon's concerned now, so we've covered the price support and all that sort of thing. It's held at the
Tennis Centre at Windsor.
Tennis Centre at Windsor this year. That's right, and that's a really big place too, isn't it? So you're definitely getting ready for large numbers.
It's honestly not big enough now.
Wow. So it's gotten that big now, eh?
Yeah, no, we haven't got a spare square meter left now.
Mm.
So we could have had a much bigger competition with a bigger venue, but yeah, we're still looking at all our options there.
Well, we do have a few friends around as well. If you ever needed a hand with that, that's for sure. Now, on the day, people that want to come and compete, what do they have to do beforehand?
If you're actually going to compete in the competition, get online, look up the competition. So go to the Briscon website and enter a competition online before the day. Don't show up with your army on the Saturday morning saying, I want to play Age of Sigmar. It's not going to happen because the spaces will be gone. And the spaces are going fast, by the way. So if you haven't signed on and you want to be in a competition, get online this week.
Definitely. Well, I'm still trying to build the confidence up to be able to compete at Briscon. There's just going to be some amazing players there that I already know are going, and I'm like, oh, do I really want to take my army there just to have its face smashed in? But I'm just so keen for a game, so I'll be signing up. That's for sure. And I know Brindley loves to see me lose. So.
I'm actually more embarrassed by the quality of my paint job against the people I'm playing against rather than anything else.
Mate, at least you can paint, all right? I can't paint. I'm at the mercy of Brindley when it comes to painted miniatures. So, which reminds me, I've really got to be yeah. All right, so we're going to be there for those 2 days as well, and it sounds really amazing. I also know that a lot of, or if not all of them now, the player packs and everything are available online. If anybody wants to check that out and stuff as well, we'll be adding links to all of that in the comment section below for this video as well, just so that anyone that wants to get that information can. It's going to be amazing, and we'd really like to see everybody there. Pop in and say hello to us as well. Now, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about the day?
Yeah, look, for the guys who are coming to play, I recommend carpooling as much as you can, because the one thing that happened in the morning is we're right next to playing fields for hockey. And if you're coming to be in a competition, you're going to be getting there early in the morning, which means literally the hockey mums are going to be parked up and down the street. So plan ahead. For the people who are coming during the day, you know, the people who crawl out of bed at 11 o'clock and start showing up, there's no problem. But for the people who are in competitions, make sure you've got a plan to get there and park.
Actually, that's really good advice, because hockey mums drive Prados a lot of the time, and if you've ever tried to reverse park in between two Prados, it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, no, that's hey, don't you start mocking my Subaru. I swear to God, I'll be all over you like a fat kid on a cupcake.
Like your aircon on a hot day.
Oh, moving on. That's really good advice. Plus, it's really hard to get all your gear out of your back doors when you're squashed in between two other cars. So definitely get here. Okay, awesome. And my advice would be bring a bag because all those goodies definitely gonna need to buy some.
And bring your secondhand stuff. Bring your secondhand stuff in.
That's really good advice for everybody except for me. I'm a hoarder. You won't get your hands on all of my goodies. So I'm really excited now because I didn't know about the second-hand business and everything. That's got me really intrigued.
Second-hand is one of the best things about any comp now. You know.
Yeah. That's and the books as well. That's just got me. That's just got me really in there. Actually, speaking of which, Brinley, just to my left is a Eisenhorn model with a custom base and some paints to go with it as well that we'll be giving away next week as well.
Yeah, point it out. I can't see it. Show us it. Yeah, good showing.
Yeah, hang on a second. All right, hang on. I'm getting it.
How far?
Here we go. All right.
If only we had quality production.
Hey, what I'll tell you about professionalism, mate.
Hey,
So,
look.
Eisenhorn, yeah. Now, this badass base to go with it as well. It's really cool. Now, this is from Weird Games. It's an amazing base as well. It's 2 different build options as well. One's like a sewery kind of thing, and the other is more like more tentacly R18 anime-ish kind of thing. Which is
Why aren't we including that one?
Pardon me, sorry.
Why aren't we including the tentacle rape base? What is this? A show?
Yeah, we're definitely including the base because, mate, come on, Eisenhorn's going to look so good on that. Like that's amazing, right there.
To explain why we're showing off an Eisenhorn model and Eisenhorn base and Eisenhorn paints. And
now these are different as well. Now these are metal and alchemy. This is a 8-set paint as well. So there's a whole bunch of your copper through to your amber alchemy and your milestone stuff. It's going to be really cool. It's all going to look really, really awesome together. And that is for somebody. But Dan Abnett's giving that away. We're not allowed to give that away. That's the rule.
That's fantastic.
Are you a fan of
talking about Dan Abnett? That's fantastic.
Yeah, we got Dan Abnett coming on the show, and considering he wrote Eisenhorn, we've managed to secure ourselves an exclusive Eisenhorn model plus the paints plus the base, which will be given away to a lucky viewer.
Correct.
Chosen by Dan the man.
And that's all thanks to IF as well. So it's pretty awesome. It's like $100+ worth of free prizes there. So, but also the thing that gets me excited is the fact that we can probably buy a lot of those books at Briscon as well. So I'm so looking forward to it. What I actually wanted to say as well is thanks to you and your team as well, mate, because without you guys, we wouldn't have an awesome event like this, and it's massive too. It's an absolute massive undertaking. I don't know how you do it. David and Brinley could probably kick off. I couldn't.
Not a chance.
So,
to the professional.
Yeah, tell me about it.
We'll just attend. I got to fill in a few gaps in the book series. So
yeah. Well, there you go.
I'm going to make a list when I get home.
Yeah. So, what do you have any suggestions for us as far as getting a good bargain goes? Is there have you got a system in place? You quickly dash off to the books first, then to the plastic crack, and then somewhere else afterwards, or?
Well, I've done a lot of second-hand stalls. Getting in early and getting in quickly is a really good idea. But then there's the overlooked stuff. So around about midday, second day, come through and you'll find things that no one else noticed. It'll all be buried under something and you go, oh, my God, I've been wanting this all my life, and there it is.
Oh, no, I've got plans. I'm buying like a onesie swimsuit, and I'm just going to dive in that. Like, I'm gone. You won't see me Saturday. Someone's going to have to fill in for me with the bloody AOS event because I'm going to be swimming in books and plastic.
Right, anyone who can play AOS terribly, just hit us up and you can just suit in for Ryan.
Oh,
He was doing that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Got my back up tonight. Where's yours? Getting a fucking tattoo in Bali. Is where it.
With Scotty to play, he'll know nothing about AOS, so.
That's pretty much me. I don't know anything. I just pretend to. Alrighty. All right. So and lastly, Briscon, 28th and 29th of April, correct?
Yes.
Be there. We're really looking forward to meeting you in person as well, mate, and checking everything else out and buying all of the bargains. I am going to try and get there as early as possible to cut in line in front of you. Other than that, big thank you.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I'm going to try anyway. But yeah, big thank you from AusHammer to you for Briscon and to your team as well. We really appreciate it. And I just encourage everybody that goes to the event to actually stop Mark and the team and say thank you, and blow a little bit of smoke up their ass because they're doing an amazing job and they deserve it, that's for sure. And also thank you to Irresistible Force for hosting us tonight.
Right. Well, look forward to talking to them too.
Oh yeah, just look for a fat grumpy dude that's really loud. That'll be me, and then the quiet one.
That's 98% of the people who go to Briscon.
Sweet.
You found your people.
I found my people, Dad. I like that.
Fat grumpy people. Oh my god.
Take us out, Brinley.
Oh man. All right. Well, this has been another fantastic episode for AusHammer. For those of you who have been tuning in, you guys will know that we've got the big Dan Abnett on our show next week. It's going to be very exciting. We've got some exclusive prizes to give away. Tonight's been an amazing show, joined by Mr. Briscon himself. Came down, decided to chat with us and talk to us about the
wow.
of Briscon.
You should get that on a shirt. Brinley, you've just started something.
I am. No, I'm already doing it.
Mr. Briscon.
It's actually better than El Presidente. That's great. Yeah.
Brinley, you're a genius.
I know, right? This is, this, all that professionalism goes elsewhere. To creative ideas. But it's come on our show. He's done an amazing job telling us about the history of Briscon. IF has been kind enough to let Ryan and David in the door despite clear house policy about pants. And
David's not wearing any. I've got mine on.
I'll show you do. we're all wearing pants. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Anyway, those of you subscribing, keep subscribing. You guys who like our stuff, we do it for you. For those of you guys who have been on our Facebook page lately, you guys have noticed a couple of crazy posts. We didn't intend for them to blow up, but they did. Might talk about that another day.
Are you talking about? Yeah. Let's talk about that another day. Those are still blowing up, so let's let them finish.
People are still commenting on that crap. I cannot believe it.
I know. Actually, before we end as well, if you haven't already, go to our page and vote. There's a poll up. Who would win between Nagash and Sigmar? Currently, not previously. All of you fantasy fans, wake up, smell the daisies, and welcome to the real world and Age of Sigmar. Please.
Yeah, it's clearly Sigmar, Age of Sigmar, you idiots. You're the morons.
I'm so sorry about Brinley, Mark. He's an asshole, but we need him here because he can paint. So, not bad. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's been us. We're all going to go put our pants back on. Catch us next week, same time with Dan, the man himself. And we're out.